Hello, Pisces. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025 with Lotus Heart Tarot. Let's do it, guys. Let's let this be the year that all of our dreams come true. I hope you guys all had a really wonderful and safe New Year's Eve. I did post yesterday the 3-month reading. If you're interested in that, it's there in the video section on the web page. I don't know, you guys can tell I'm not very technically savvy. Anyway, guys, we're gonna dive right in. I do like to begin my readings by thanking those of you who are regular viewers on my channel, who watch, who like, who subscribe, who comment, who participate, who really keep this channel going. I really do appreciate you all so very much. To those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I hope that you find a message here that helps, that brings peace and clarity, that resonates. If you do, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. All right, guys, we are going to dive right in. Just keep in mind this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces, what message do you have today for Pisces? Okay. Wow. So many threes, Pisces. Woo-wee. Pisces, so you're getting this energy on the bottom of the deck of worthiness. And, you know, I feel like this is something that nothing points out to us how we view ourselves or what we think we are worthy of more than a relationship. Because there's something in that relationship that points out to us that is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves or what we think we deserve, right? So when we're choosing high vibration love, when we're choosing, you know, people who nobody's perfect, right? But people who are considering our feelings, who are respectful of us, who honor our time, our effort, our energy, our loyalty, our commitment, our, you know, vision, who want to invest, who are capable of investing, who can meet us as deeply as we've met ourselves. It shows that we are someone who does appreciate and understand our own worthiness. And worthiness is interesting because, too, it's one of those things where you may not consciously question it, or you may not even consciously think about it. You may not be walking around going, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to be loved. I'm probably never going to find someone because I'm probably just not deserving of it. Sometimes we do. When we get really down in the dumps, we can say those things to ourselves. Consciously, mindfully, but for the most part, it exists in our subconscious, you know, in our programming, in the things that we're not really aware of. And so it's important when these reflections come along in life for us to say, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this suffering? Because usually it ends in suffering. You know, oftentimes, I don't know why this has been a real point of focus in my meditation and in readings, and I'm feeling it again here now. It's like choosing someone that in some way you feel better than, or you feel like, oh, this person certainly must see me and think, wow, I'm lucky to be with this person, or this person is maybe a tier above me, or has a deeper level of understanding than I do, or is this or is that. Those things that we think, that's our ego. That literally is us being egoic and prideful. No one is better than anyone else. Our worth isn't up for grabs or isn't actually even a question. Our worth is something inherent in the fact that we are a living, breathing miracle. You are, I am, we all are. On the same token, the same breath, we are all exactly the same like that. We are all the same miracle. We are all divinity experiencing itself in real time here. And, there is no better, there is no worse, there is no this, there is no that. It is, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are all where we are at on our path. There isn't a good, there isn't a bad, there is a spectrum, a duality, and all the points that lie between it, between those polars, between those extremes, the extremes at the poles that exist at those poles. Lord, it's even hard for me to say. But when we get in a relationship, right, and we kind of feel like, oh man, this person's really lucky to have me, or like, I'm sure this person is viewing me in XYZ way, and I'm sure they're seeing all of these amazing attributes I have, and what a good partner I would be, and all this stuff. And then it's like that person breaks your heart. That person that you, in some way, were telling yourself was lucky to have you, or when you start a relationship off on the premise or the idea that one person is better than the other, there's already an imbalance that exists. You might as well not even go down the path, because once an imbalance exists, unless you balance it out, it will be the end of the connection. And all I can say is that what I keep getting here is this energy of something ending. And because even it's like my egoic mind, it has told me that I'm in some way better, or that I'm in some way elevated, or that I'm in some way more advanced than my partner. Then when it ends, or when that partner does something to cut it off, betray me, deceive me, whatever, then I'm sitting here really holding this bag of, here's this person that I thought I was better than, that, thought they could do better than me. And it can throw us into a real cycle of questioning ourselves, questioning our worth, But a lot of times in life, those towers happen for that purpose, for us to look at our worth, for us to mindfully and consciously look at our worth and what we're telling ourselves about our worthiness. Sorry, that just came out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't even have a cough. But so I feel like you're ending some kind of reflective period here, Pisces, where you really focused in on yourself, your own worthiness, your experience, what you want to experience, what you feel you deserve to experience, what you're looking for in another person, so that, it's not about being better or worse. It's about being with someone who mutually desires to respect, honor, and live in a committed relationship, and has the capacity to do that, to show up for it. And so it's kind of this thing where, yes, we have come to terms with what we're really looking for in a person, and what we are really offering another person, and what we deserve, I guess we can say. And I feel like that's showing up. And the interesting thing here is, right away in this connection, there is a difference. There is something that is not the same as our past experience, and that is the freedom that comes with a relationship like this. Love is freedom. Love is not a ball and chain that holds you down and, makes you be somewhere you don't want to be and makes you resentful. True, actual, unconditional love sets you free. It sets you free because it allows you, it doesn't even just allow you, it wants you to be exactly who you are. And it loves you for that uniqueness, for that which no one else on the planet could possibly be. Which is why love is so powerful. And you're really finding that in a person here, Pisces. If this hasn't come in yet, I feel like it will. Remember, we're all on different timelines. You have a lot of threes in this reading. You have 35, 33, and 13 here. When I see threes, I always feel like you're being led or guided towards something. It is an energy of creation. It is an energy of Empress energy, you know, anything is possible. But I feel very much like it's as if some wish is being granted. It's like I look at this card and I see this rabbit saying to this unicorn, almost as if this unicorn is the angel of temperance or from the Lover's card. This is what I want. This is what I need. I need something super unique. There's these snowflakes falling. And you've got this owl passing by with these stars up here thinking about their wish fulfillment. And they happen to catch this conversation between you and this angel. And they're like, wait, you're looking for what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking for you. Maybe you're looking for me. You see what I'm saying? There's something about this. It could even, for some of you, there may even be a friend or like someone that brings this together. You may meet this person through someone or through the action or advice or guidance of someone. But it feels very much like kismet. And it's definitely a deep soul connection. And it's definitely one that's coming in your life to reflect back to you this new knowledge that you have or this new sense of self that you have after something really challenged that. For Pisces. For Pisces. For Pisces. Wow. For Pisces. Wow. Okay. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. You have a Strength card on the bottom of the deck. You guys are getting motivation, perseverance, passion, and faith. Remember, I literally see how the wings of this unicorn are like kind of rainbow, a muted rainbow, and how this angel has like kind of the same effect. There's this energy of like, you know, being angelically guided towards someone or an angel bringing something together, and or even multiple angels. You even have that energy here too. But it feels like this is very divine. It feels like it's very protected. It feels like it's a very, very strong connection. You know, you have this motivation and this perseverance, and it's kind of like, I feel like coming out of this time where there's this really reflective energy, this really conscious, mindful, like deep dive look at the self. It's like almost what you find when you're looking there motivates you to like go out there and to not compromise. And it's like it's reinvigorating you on the search for this soulmate. Or it could even be with this dolphin energy here, a soul tribe, you know, and not just a soulmate, but like also a soul tribe. It feels like, you know, this energy of, you know, letting go of the things that, how do I want to say, it's like with a devil card, you know, they're chained down to that podium or whatever the devil is standing on. And in the Lover's card, there's just this angel and both people are free to go. You know, there's no chain, there's nothing like that. But it's like, why would they go anywhere? They have found each other, you know, and it's there's a lightness. There's a I don't need to control it. We have really let go of any of our lower vibrational tendencies in relationships in general at this point. And now we are face to face with someone that we can experience this experience with, that can meet us where we are, that can also show up, that has also freed themselves of their lower vibrational tendencies. Now, when I say that, we can't really free ourselves from lower vibrational tendencies. We're human. That's part of being human. But what we can do is when you think about that polarity that I was talking about in the beginning, how all of life is this duality, and there's shadow on one side and light on the other, right? Shadow and light. These are maybe our lower vibrational tendencies exist over here in the shadow. And maybe our kind of unrealistic, fantastical, ethereal, not practical for human consumption energy exists over here in the light. When we shut ourselves of our lower vibrational tendencies, what we do is we actively work to get out of the shadow and move toward the middle of the road. It's not about going all the way over here to the extreme of the light. It's about being here in the middle of the road and yoking the duality, being in control of the duality. And it's like when you are in this space, right, where you have kind of freed yourself from that shadowy spectrum through this introspection, through this questioning, through this mindfulness, through this consciousness, and you get to this space of light, and you get to this space of, just freedom from that lower vibrational energy. You're in this energy of really being motivated to find your person that can reflect back to you this growth and this new potential. And I feel like you find it. I feel like you can't give up. I feel like you may kiss a couple frogs or have a couple duds, but if you keep going, it will happen. You'll find it. You'll be brought together with it face to face, and I feel like that is what is happening here, for sure. So if you're not finding yourself in this situation, keep contemplating, keep looking at it. Don't shy away from it, acknowledging the truth, You guys keep getting abundance in your readings. I mean, this has been going on for a long, long time. Yeah, you're freeing yourself from these old wounds and these old patterns by actually taking a break and really looking at it and really saying, what is it that is within me that is attracting these experiences? How am I going to break this pattern? How do you break a pattern, period? You make a different choice. So what choice is it that I need to change? What is it that I need to do differently in order to actually have what it is I want, in order to actually become a vibrational or frequential match for what it is that I want? What is it that I need to look at? Worthiness is at the core of a lot of those things that we need to look at. And with all the messaging that we are constantly bombarded with from society, from culture, from, teachers, even, I don't know why I really want to say doctors here. And I got specifically like, wait. But anyway, there's, all of these ways in which people make us feel bad, I mean, there are so many people that don't even go to the doctor anymore, or don't go to the dentist, or don't do these things because they feel shamed every time they do. And how sad is that? That's not liberating at all. But there's just this energy of, we're constantly taking on this messaging. And even if we're someone who's fairly secure and fairly confident, we still have probably spaces within us where we feel woefully inadequate. And it's about challenging those spaces, looking at those spaces, asking ourselves, is that true, or is that, programming? It has to be programming. It has to be a matter of perspective. We know that for sure. And we know that for sure because we are living, breathing miracles. So it is definitely something that just needs to be released. It's a perspective, it's a point of view, it's a lens through which I'm looking. It isn't the truth. There is only one truth, and that one truth is you are a living, breathing miracle. You are alive. You are conscious. You have thoughts. You are experiencing life. You are a very complex, incredible, soul that is having a human experience. That is a remarkable feat. That is miraculous. That is inherently worthy of everything. So anything, any part of us, any place where it resides, even the smallest whisper or the littlest echo that we are not worthy, we need to release it because it's not true. You have on the bottom of the deck this abundance and this security. And, when we really do realize our worth, and when we really do step into a space where we do not accept anything that isn't in resonance of our worth, when anyone, treats us, dehumanizes us, gaslights us, treats us in any kind of way that isn't respectful or honoring of our divinity, we will walk away from it. We will leave it because it doesn't resonate with us, and because it isn't worth the risk to engage in anything that may make us question our worthiness again. And so Pisces, it's like, I feel like you have looked at this, you have addressed this, and you're kind of walking away in a very, very, very different energy. You're really, it feels for me that most of you are already in this energy of this abundance, of this security, having released some sort of scarcity mindset in favor of this abundant mindset. So let's see. I just heard it's hard, even when you know your worthiness, to find someone who also knows their worthiness. And it is hard. It is true. I know. It's not impossible, though. Here we go. For Pisces. Pisces, you've really undergone a huge transformation. I feel like pretty recently, this is your second 13 card that's coming out. For some of you, 13 may be a significant number, maybe a lucky number I'm even getting. These threes are truly everywhere. So you guys are getting the 9 of coins here and the 9 of cups here. I always say like the energy of like the most kind of beautiful relationship, or the relationship that kind of we all dream about, is the 10 of cups and the 10 of coins, right? It's that beautiful combination of not just that there is real emotional harmony and contentment in the connection, but there's also this stability and this strength and this reliability and even abundance, right? Even more than enough. And Pisces, it's like you are giving up this energy of sort of life being very unpredictable and destabilizing. Like 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down, or like one thing goes your way and then 3 things don't go your way, or one small step happens and you're like, wow, yeah, I believe, I'm going to be hopeful. This is symbolic that everything is about to work out. And then it's like, no, it's like we take several steps back. With this 2 of coins, there's just this energy of just never really being able to feel like you've got kind of, I want to say both feet on the ground, but he has both feet on the ground. It's more of an energy of a cycle you can rely on, that like even if things start to go well, that they're going to stay well, that they're going to stay on that trajectory. It's kind of like, you know, I just feel this energy of leaving behind this kind of up and down, this unpredictability, this, I don't want to say chaos, but it just feels very destabilizing. It just feels very much like unreliable, you know? And it feels very much like you are taking your power back from these situations with this particular Two of Coins and the Nine of Coins. It's like, I'm not going to let myself be rocked. You know, I don't want to experience life as a roller coaster. I need to get off this ride. And so I need to look at the things that are kind of making me feel this way, both inside me and outside me. You know, maybe it's friendships with people who are really envious and jealous and who are, you know, kind of, you know, passively, aggressively, or whatever, you know, kind of tearing me down or making me feel like crap when I'm in their presence or when I spend time with them. Maybe it's this feeling I have that where I'm setting expectations for what I want life to look like and what I want to happen in situations, and then I'm finding myself constantly disappointed by it. You know, maybe I need to accept life more on life's terms instead of, you know, making demands on it. But it's looking at the two parts, that external part and that internal part, and finding this place of balance, this place where you can be grounded and centered. And I feel like finding that and sort of harnessing that energy has brought you to a place where you feel pretty secure and pretty stable. You know, we see this energy happening. If you're not here yet, I feel like you're moving toward this space. And I feel like it really comes from harnessing this energy, you know, of just saying, okay, what can I learn from this? Like, anytime I feel triggered, anytime I feel destabilized by life, anytime I feel disappointed, anytime, let me look at it, let me go to the core of it, and let me ask myself, what is it about this situation? Because that is healing. You know, a lot of the times, like the things that we're telling ourselves that are creating that atmosphere within us are from old wounds, you know, and when we look at them and we say, okay, you know, this situation really isn't that bad, or, you know, if I take a breath, I can see where this may actually be of benefit to me at some point. But this created like a huge transformation within you and a huge transformation outside you, you know, as within, so without. And so it's brought about like this sense of emotional contentment and a sense of stability you with you. And it feels like you're just in this really perfect place for a soulmate to come along. Some of you, this may already have happened. For some of you, you may still be getting there. You know, for some of you, Knight of Swords in reverse, you know, you may have had someone who loved bombed you, or you may have had this energy of, you know, I have a sense of direction, or I have, you know, God, how do I even want to say it? It's like, we all have this idea in our heads, I guess, of if everything were to go absolutely perfectly right now, this is what it would look like. This is what would happen. And sometimes those things actually happen. You know, sometimes it all just works out the way that we hoped it would, right? And then sometimes it's like this constant lesson that despite our best laid plans, the universe may have other ones for us, right? And with this Knight of Swords in reverse, it sort of feels like, you know, I feel like I know where I'm going. I feel like I have a plan. I feel like I'm in alignment with my truth. But it's like nothing in the universe seems to be supporting that or going that way. Or like, even if it does, I can't really make a lot. It's not enough for me to like build a lot of progress off of, or actually sort of actualize my bigger vision, right? And so that can be a very discouraging energy to be in, because it's like, well, I keep putting forth this effort. I keep being positive. I keep being optimistic. I keep thinking I'm acting on my truth. I keep going for it in life, and I just keep getting shut down. And, you know, it's hard to keep going. It's hard to keep putting that effort and that energy out there. And so with the Hangman and the Death card, and the Tower even, there is this acknowledgement of, okay, well, if I keep doing this and it keeps not working, then maybe I need to really look at what I'm doing or what I'm wanting, or, you know, what's going on within me and what is going on outside of me, and where the disconnect is, right? And with the Hangman, it's like, it's one of those things where sometimes when we're living our life forward, right, the way that we live our life every day, we're just kind of trying to survive. We're just trying to kind of get through it. We're just like, okay, yeah, that happened. I don't have time to deal with it. I've got to move on to this, this, and this, and I've got this due, and that is happening, and I need to pick up groceries and drop off my dry cleaning, and, you know, whatever your situation is, right? And you just don't have a lot of time to say, well, let me sit down and introspect. I mean, honestly, it is a ritual, and it is something that you can build into your daily life, and I highly recommend it. But oftentimes life gets the better of us, and even when we do have a ritual, and even when, you know, we tell ourselves, there's no way I'm abandoning this ritual, there are still days where I'm like, oh no, I slept late, I gotta go. And, you know, the time that I would normally spend doing those things, I don't have. And even when that happens, I try to tell myself, well, everything happens for a reason. You know, I try not to get too upset about it. But it does sort of put me on my back foot all day. There's just this energy here where it feels like there is a need or a time that I feel like for a lot of you has already happened, where you sort of went into this reflective mode, where you sort of gave yourself the opportunity to look back on the past and maybe even sort of ask yourself, what was the gift of that? What was the message in that? You know, what could I have learned from that? Maybe, you know, and it's a very cathartic time, but taking this time is really necessary, because for one thing, it raises you up out of this back and forth, this energy of like, I'm taking one step forward and I'm getting my hopes up, and then immediately almost they're dashed, and I'm going backwards again. And, you know, it takes you out of that, you know, really disparaging up and down energy, and it gives you this place and this purpose and this focus that actually is gradually shifting you into a higher level perspective, and is really helping you to transform. You're seeing things clearly. You're looking back on the past, and you're seeing why things happened the way that they did clearly. You are you don't need to revisit it over and over and over again with your thoughts anymore, which is incredibly draining, because now you're just, you know what you know, and you're seeing it very clearly, and you don't need to process it anymore. But with this Tower here, this really could have been a real massive moment of, you know, the ways in which we sort of bolster ourselves and sort of keep ourselves going, keep ourselves surviving, keep ourselves, you know, on track, or whatever, has all sort of fallen apart. But it happened for you, not to you. I can tell you that. It's left you in a much better space than you were. And if it hasn't happened yet, then it will. So stay with the faith. Yeah, it's prepared you to have a brand new experience here. Man, this constant disappointment didn't happen for nothing. Okay, this it feels like, I'm always looking for this one cup. I'm always looking for this one relationship or this one space to be fulfilled. It's like an elusive thing that I keep sort of dreaming, chasing, hoping, having something come into my life and going, maybe this is it, and trying to see it in the thing and then being disappointed by it. And just always feeling like this thing is out of my reach. This is so interesting, especially because the worthiness card is right here. Oftentimes, what keeps those things out of our reach is our own ability to believe that we deserve it, or that it is already ours, and that, of course, we will be experiencing it because we're living, breathing miracles, But that's exactly what I see here. You got the Fool card and you got Justice. This is sort of wiping the slate clean. This is sort of letting go of all of those past experiences and all of those past disappointments, and even the energy of looking for something that is elusive, or even having the thought that we might not find it, or that it might not be for us. It's letting go of all of that. The Fool is the zero. There's zero. There's nothing. It's complete neutrality. It's complete emptiness. It's a story that has not been written yet. And with Justice, this is the belief that there is a divine order to things. And that, the Justice card represents soul contracts. It represents, too, the great equalizer of life. That, what we put out comes back to us. And we have to believe that about the people that do wrong to us, that's going to come back to them. Ask P. Diddy, it definitely happens. And then you've got this energy of, and not just a single P. Diddy. I don't know why that just came up like that. That's so strange. But there's this energy of, that good that we put out into the universe, that love that may be rejected, that may be unrequited, but we may have tried to give it to someone who wasn't capable of receiving it, or someone who could only meet us as deeply as they met themselves, and they weren't meeting themselves deeply, so they weren't capable of that type of love that frees the soul. Or it scared the living bejesus out of them to be free, to be truly loved unconditionally. But regardless, we're letting all of that go, and we're believing in a benevolent and a kind universe that is just, that has order to it. And that, yeah, of course I'm going to experience abundance. Of course I'm going to get a soulmate who's absolutely in love with me and who wants to honor and respect me the same way I want to honor and respect them, and who, is ready to invest and ready to meet me deeply the same way I have met myself and I am prepared to do with them. This is so interesting. Dolphins may be a thing for you guys. I'm seeing a dolphin right here. I don't have my glasses on, so it might not be a dolphin, but I'm seeing it regardless. And I'm seeing these snowflakes again. For some of you, this person may be coming during a winter month. But what I'm getting here is you got this Four of Cups clarified by this Page of Cups. And, you know, I'm not sure how to say this simply, but it seems to me there's this energy of being disappointed that leads to a lot of introspection. And that introspection is actually leading you closer to your authentic self. And it is that space of authentic self within our heart that is the space that generates that kind of true love, and that is the space within us that is loved really and truly by the other. Maya Angelou, this is the closest thing I've ever, heard someone else say that jives with what I feel I know. She was giving advice to her son, and she was telling her son to always keep a space within himself that, like, no one else could really ever touch. That was really pure to him. And, to never give that piece of his heart away, to just keep it for himself. And I wish I could, I think it was like she was telling Oprah Winfrey about it, so it's maybe on an Oprah Winfrey show. But I would love to revisit that. I would like to rewatch that again. But the thing is that a lot of times in life, the things that don't work out for us, the things that leave us really disappointed and really dissatisfied and really questioning life and if it's fair and if we're enough and if we are enough and it is fair, then why are we experiencing what we're experiencing? And you know what I mean? Like all that stuff, it leads us to that spot within our heart. It leads us to that true authenticity. And when we are in our true authenticity, this is one of the reasons why I don't show my face. It's because I am able to not have any boundary with you. First of all, I'm not looking at my own reflection recording this going, okay, is my lighting okay? Is this all right? Do I look my best? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even, it isn't even in my head, the human part of me when I'm doing these readings, right? But secondly, I don't hold anything back from you guys, like this is the rawest me you can get, right? And so I have to keep something for myself. I have to have some kind of boundary. I have to, I'm putting this out there to the world that I do not know. And so, it's just kind of a boundary thing, right? But it just makes me feel safe in sharing these things, kind of a thing. But with this Page of Cups and this Four of Cups, it's sort of this energy of, sometimes it's hard to get there with yourself. Sometimes it's hard to really go, yeah, let me admit this truth about myself, to wade through the loud voice of your ego saying, well, you're better than this person, or the reason that didn't work out was strictly because it was a reflection of what that person was capable of. Well, what that person was capable of and the fact that you were engaging with them is a reflection point of you. And so, are you taking it to that next level? Are you going to that space? And because what in the hell is the point? You're going to just keep engaging with people who cannot meet you deeply because it's a reflection point of this part of yourself that you haven't been able to find on your own, this Page of Cups. Because if you're still trying to protect yourself when you're you with you, you're never going to get there. You're never going to to even find that part of you that is more worthy and unique and special and inherently like a snowflake, its own thing that no one else can duplicate. No one else can be that you. And that's beautiful. And that is incredible. And the more you are you and that person and that snowflake and that page of cups and that energy, you know, the more you're going to experience attracting people who are attracted to that energy. I just don't know how to really say it. Especially when you grow up in a critical household, or you know, you culturally, it's not okay for you to be who you are or to feel the things that you feel, and you've really had to, you feel like you've had to sort of close a door on things, and how are you going to like open it back up, or how are you going to be telling yourself that it's okay for you to be who you are and how you are and what you are, and all of those things, and how are you going to learn to love every living piece of yourself? That is the challenge. That is inherently one of the most difficult parts of this life. But you can do it. 100% you can do it. And all these disappointments are leading you to that space, back to yourself, and back to the beauty that only exists there. It's a magical place, you know? And you know how you feel when someone approaches you super authentically or super fakely. You know, how does your body even energetically respond to those people? I literally was outside a couple days ago, and I have this really beautiful neighbor, and her name is Mary, and she's really lovely. She's from Scotland, and she's just, every time I talk to her, I think, I really want to spend more time with her. And she feels the same way about me. And it's so cute. She always says, well, let me give you a hug. And she's a hugger, and she always hugs, and I'm a hugger. And anyway, you know, I always think, you know, she walks a lot. So if I'm outside when she's walking, I catch her and we talk. But we're always saying, oh yeah, we're going to do something. And then, you know, life kind of gets away. But I told her, I said, this time I said, no, we're doing something. We're going to, because we have so many shared interests. But anyway, the thing is, when you meet someone and they are in their authenticity, you do have that feeling of like, I can't get enough of that person. You know, it's like, I wish that I saw her so much more often than just when she's walking by. Why don't I just, when I see her, put my shoes on and go be like, hey, you want to walk together? Like, why don't I, because you just want to spend more time with people who are like that, people who are in their authenticity, people who are real, and conversely, you come across people who are just super fake and who are super, even they don't even try sometimes to hide the fact that they're ripping you apart to your face or in front of your face, or trying to make you feel like crap, or putting you in difficult situations where you feel like you have to hold a boundary, or where you feel like you have to speak up, but it makes you uncomfortable because you don't want to speak up because you don't want to look like that person. There's a huge difference there. And it's just like everything, it's on a spectrum. And it's about bringing ourselves closer and closer to the part of the spectrum that we want to be on, that reflects what we're looking for in life and what our vibrational frequency is. And they say in order to have love, you must first be love. And being love begins with us. And it begins with that Page of Cups energy, that part of ourself, and being okay with all of it. So there is this Five of Pentacles energy at the bottom of the deck here. And this, the Five of Pentacles really represents all of those human fears that we have. The fear of intimacy, the fear of not being worthy, the fear of abandonment, all of those fears. All of those fears come from a scarcity mindset, that the universe isn't abundant, that we are not worthy, that we are not enough. It's as within, so without. And when you're coming from a place where you don't, you don't truly resonate that like, no, I am worthy of being happy. I have fought hard to get myself to a place where, you know, I really know that this is what I deserve, and I know that this is my birthright. You know, your outside world reflects it. You know, I have a friend, a really good friend, and she, you know, she grew up, I don't even think she grew up like in the poverty level, but she just has this relationship with money where she's just never ever gonna have money. And all of us, all of our friends, I mean, it just, every word out of her mouth about money is, I don't have it, I can't get enough of it. You know, I was born into this situation, and it's an impossible situation to get out of. And, you know, we have all just said to her, hey, you know, that is not serving you, and that is perpetuating that experience for you. And like, I have a lot of friends that are millennials, and it's that millennial friend group that she's in, and all of them have, you know, kind of built careers and have sort of like found this way to like, you know, make money for themselves, except her. She's always the one that's like, well, I'm trying to piecemeal this work together with this work, but I don't have insurance right now, and I can't show up for that because, you know, da da da. And it's just, it's like so reflective of this core belief she has that she can't change that circumstance in her life. And when we speak, what we say out loud has so much power, especially when you say I am. And that's why if you just, I tell her, you know what, okay, fine, if you feel the need to say that, but then immediately after say I am abundant. Money is always coming to me. Things are always working out for me. Like say those things too. Just balance it out. Like if you feel the need that you have to say that, then at least say this too. But she doesn't. She can't. She's like, that's a bunch of, you know, BS, and like, you know, I'm just being practical, and you know, it's like, okay, but you can see where that is kind of getting you. She has the exact same education as my friend. She's exactly as capable, you know, but it's this core belief that keeps her tied to that place, to that experience. Anyway, so what we tell ourselves, what we believe about ourselves, all that is extremely important. I don't know, like Pisces, I feel like this reading is going off the rails. You have these two fours here. Fours are always talking about foundation. And when we make our foundation this space of security, this space of abundance, this space of everything is always working out for me, I'm the freaking emperor, you know, we're able to like open ourselves up to the abundance of the universe. You know, when our foundation is we don't have enough, or, you know, it's not there for us or whatever, it causes us to block ourselves. That all of those things that we're saying there are a protection mechanism, right? But when we're protecting ourselves, we're also building a barrier, and that barrier doesn't just, you know, hold things out from us to keep from hurting us, to keep us from getting our hopes up and having our hopes dashed. It also prevents things from coming into us, from being able to reach us, from abundance being able to be really present or be our experience in life. So it you know, what the foundation is that we're sitting on is so pivotally important. Interesting. Pisces, you definitely have some kind of soulmate coming in. And it's coming in through a process of healing, of rebalancing, of centering, of believing, of being hopeful, being optimistic, almost expecting this to come in. You're creating a different kind of life here for yourself, and you see very clearly this transition happening. It's like going from extreme coldness and depth and confusion and, you know, kind of like, I don't understand why, da 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 da, to like, there is no need to understand why. You know, it just is, I am this burning inferno. I am so in touch with the life that I desire that I'm constantly manifesting it. that I have become one with it. I am so in resonation with it that I am just like literally attracting it into me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here. And I know that it's coming to me constantly. And with the Palace of Wands, this is the Tarot of Dreams deck. So they have this Palace of energy. And with the Palace of Wands, this is like being surrounded by everything that you desire. This is like as within, so without. When you become this vessel of, it's a very clean energy of like, I don't sit here and question my worthiness, or I don't sit here and look at the things that are not working out for me and think, and kind of dwell on it or get stuck in that energy. I am just simply becoming the frequency of what it is I'm trying to attract. And as I have done that and am doing that, I'm looking around and man, my life is really starting to reflect that. And I'm getting help from the angels. And remember in the very beginning, I said this is like the temperance angel bringing in that soulmate. And what you have is the 6 of coins here. And it looks like someone who's like, hey, guess what? I can show up deeply. He's actually holding the Libra symbol in his hand here. And Libra is our relationship house. This person is like meant for you. This person is ready to show up. This person is ready to give equally to a situation, is ready to invest and to reciprocate. This is someone who, they're not coming from a space of nothing. They're coming from a space of, yeah, I know myself too, and I have it to give. And I recognize it in you, and not just in me recognizing it in you. How do I want to say it? It's like, I recognize your ability to give it back to me too, and that's also what I'm looking for. Wow. I mean, that doesn't get a whole hell of a lot more clear than that. King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. That's exactly what I just said. This is someone who's capable of showing up. They're capable of committing. They're capable of investing. They're solid. They're stable. They're coming from a solid foundation. They believe that they have more than enough. They're looking at you in this Queen of Wands energy. First of all, they're very attracted to you. But second of all, they know that you too are someone who can meet them deeply, who can reciprocate with them. And that is why they are, I feel like, going to make you a very solid offer here if they haven't already. This is someone who's very interested in reciprocation of things. They may have been someone who feels that they were taken advantage of in past connections. But it's like for them, there's this energy of, you know what, though, I can risk it again, or there's a secure attachment style here for sure with the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. It's like, I'm not going to give up. I know that the 10 of Pentacles exists for me. I know that I'm showing up ready. I'm recognizing in you this capacity that you are also ready. And I say, hey, let's give it a try, and as long as you're meeting me halfway, as long as this is a balanced and equitable and fair connection where we're honoring each other, we're respecting each other, we're both investing, we're both committing to it, we're both choosing it day after day, and we both want the same things, then I don't see how it's not going to end up in the 10 of Pentacles. I don't see how we're not going to make it to this space of abundance and of, daily happiness. Wow, yeah, somebody's got some pretty serious intentions with you here, Pisces. Wow, you're getting the 2 of Swords and the High Priestess with the Ace of Cups here on the bottom of the deck. So 2 2s and an ace. You're presented with some kind of offer and you have to make a decision here. Wow. So interesting. You have the 2 of Swords being clarified by the 3 of Swords. So this is, it's almost kind of an energy of checking in with yourself of how am I doing? Because you have been hurt before and it feels like you don't want to be hurt again. So there is this like energy where it sort of puts you in this position where you're like, I need to check in with myself. I need to take a beat. I need to pause. I need to look at how am I doing? You know, is there anything within me that is going to sabotage this? Is there anything within me that's going to, because Pisces, I can see from your energy very clearly that your goal is success and victory in this situation. And so there's kind of this energy of just, it may be wanting to go slow or being willing to go slow. It could be the other person too, but I feel more like it's you. Where it's just this energy of kind of not being in a hurry. There is this energy of learning from past mistakes, but there's also this energy of I don't want any kind of wounding or anything that I have. Healing is not, we don't cross the finish line. And so whenever we're taking a similar risk or the same risk that we took that led to our heartbreak or our suffering in a past time, chances are that is going to get triggered. And so there's almost this energy of slowness, of like letting something gradually progress. And there is a heavy emphasis on communication here. But there's also a heavy emphasis on controlling my thoughts, not letting my thoughts control me. You know, there with that Queen of Wands and with this Swords energy, it's a very like clean energy. It's very much like, you know, in order to manifest, I've got to sort of be this clear vessel for what I want. And in order to, and it feels like what I want is success in this situation, in this potential relationship with this person coming toward me. And with the High Priestess and then all these swords, it's like my highest and best way to meet this person, or to like, you know, be able to accept this person in, or be able to like, it feels like accept this gift from the universe. I have to keep my head clear. I have to stay connected to my intuition and not my thinking mind. Because my thinking mind is affected by my past suffering, my past wounding. And with the Ace of Swords, this is clarity. This is like, I just need to remember what my end goal is here. My end goal here is success and victory. And I need to just keep my mind clear, my energy clear, my spirit clear, by really allowing myself to be intuitively guided, and to not, I keep getting like panic, like hitting a panic button, to not kind of let errant thoughts or something that I've told myself before in the past, or anything to like get me off this track. You know, it's like, I've just got to stay calm. I've just got to stay in this highest and best powerful energy for myself. And I've got to let this person come toward me, and I've got to, you know, it feels like receive. But the decision isn't even in this moment about this person. It's about me with me, and the me that I want to show up as. And that the me that I want to show up as is the me that doesn't get triggered. The me that's in my highest and best. The me that is prepared to accept this offer and have success with it. So Pisces, that's what I see. I definitely see you getting an offer. You have 3 aces showing up here at the end of this. I do feel like this has been a challenging time with you, but I feel like you're about to reap the rewards, or even see the reflection of the work that you have done. And if you're not here yet, I feel like do not worry. I feel like you are headed here. And maybe even there's something in this reading that can help you like drive it home. You know what I mean? But I do feel, I've seen a lot that like 2025 is a year for Pisces. And the North Node is in Pisces or moving into Pisces. So I'm not an astrologer, but Pisces, I think you can safely look forward to this year as it unfolds. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting we will be together again. I bury myself in work to forget about you. I want you back, and I wish we could go back. If you're dealing with a fire sign, Pisces, you're getting I would do it all again. I don't want to let you go. And I can't reach out. If you are dealing with an earth sign, you're getting sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I still feel the pain. And you let me down. Oh, and when I touched that you let me down card, that may be something that that person is telling themselves, one of those untruths that is keeping them from their own page of cups within them. If you are dealing with an air sign, I left you when I saw you with someone. I trusted you. I won't let you down. Pisces, this is what I have for you on this first day of 2025. I am really looking forward to this journey with you this year, in the year of Pisces. I'm just going to go ahead and declare it myself. And gosh, I hope this reading helped. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity. And I just truly thank you for being on this journey with me. And I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.